Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to Breakout 6 in the 7-week series. I want to talk to you today about the power of one. What I love when I go to the gymnasium is to see the guys with amazing guns and amazing abs. And I always have one question. What would it take to get me from where I am to where they're at legally? I've never got round to asking that question. But what would happen if you could find a way to get from where you're at to where you want to be in every area of your life? Because in a gymnasium, there is an amazing machine for every single muscle in your body, except one. And that's the power of that one I want to talk to you about today. Because this one muscle has the power, like the rudder on a ship, to guide you and steer your whole life into greatness, into success, into favor, and tremendous new future. People will tell you time and time again that your past does not define you. Well, I want to say today, your successes won't define you either, and your failures won't define you. Because when you go from this earth, you will be remembered and defined by one single thing: the power of one. You will be defined by the words you speak and how you speak them. Let me say that again. You will be defined by the words you speak and the way you speak them. Because the one muscle that's forgotten, the most important one in the gymnasium, is the tongue. Now, if we want to be accurate, then we would maybe say, well, the tongue is a muscular organ because most other muscles in your body are attached to a bone. The brilliant thing about the tongue is the muscles are attached to each other. In other words, they work together to do something amazing. Now, you're hearing from almost every media outlet at the moment that the two most powerful things a human being needs to work on is the power of connecting with people in real ways through your stories, in real engaging ways. And that's fantastic. The other one you're hearing about is, the other C is communication. They're saying if you could get the communication right, learn how to communicate, learn how to listen, then you could have a so much better life. And both of them are brilliant and important, but they're only two legs on the stool. And if you don't have this third C, this third leg in the stool, that stool is going to crumble at some point. And this third leg on the stool, for me, is the most important one because it's the one that dictates the other two. And it's the one that was used in the beginning. Now, I'm a faith person, and where I'm coming from is faith. So the thing is that for those of you that don't have a little bit of faith and belief, that's fine. Because the truth of the matter is, when you switch your lights on, whether you have faith in them or not, you switch them on, they work. So let me just share you where I'm coming from. In the beginning, words were used for the most amazing thing, but they were not used in the first few days to connect or to communicate. They were used for the third C. They were used to create, because every single word of your words has unbelievable, explosive, creative power. The first words ever spoken were, "Let there be light." And what happened is there was an explosion and the whole creation changed at that moment, and darkness became light. And the words you speak have the same power. Every single one of your words is either bringing life or it's bringing death to a situation. It's either bringing joy or it's bringing misery. It's either bringing success or it's bringing defeat. But make no mistake, the words you speak and the most important muscle in your body to shape is your tongue. My mother understood this when she was given 4 weeks to live in her 80s with cancer. And as the consultant was about to break the news to her, he was about to inform her that the 2 huge lumps that she had were cancerous tumours, and that she may have 4 weeks to live. But my mother understood the power of words. And her own consultant was off that day, and a visiting consultant sat down to break the news to her. And he said, "Mrs. Dowds, I have news for you, and it's not good news, and I want to tell you about 2 things you got, how long you got to live." Well, my mother's a toughie from Glasgow, and she's old school, and she takes no nonsense from nobody. And she looked the consultant in the eye. "Excuse me, Mr. Consultant, I don't want to be rude, but are you my personal consultant?" To which he said, "No." She said, "Then, did your mother never tell you? Did your mother never teach you never to poke your nose into other people's business? My health is my own private medicine, is my own private business, and I'm just going to be fine." And from that moment, she never heard the death sentence of 4 weeks. She never heard the death sentence of cancer, because every single cell in your body is like a little soldier waiting on its commands. And whatever you think and what you speak, your soldiers were willing and ready to carry out these commands. And she knew that if her cells in her body, especially the cancer ones, got the command of death, then she would only have 4 weeks. But because she listened not to them and spoke life every single day, for 2 years and 3 months, she lived medicine-free, pain-free, 3 meals a day, and finally went to sleep in a beautiful, beautiful way to a better land. All because she understood about the power of words. Now, people say to me all the time, "Why does my life always foul up? Why is the road ahead for me always rough?" Well, the truth of the matter is, your words are boomerangs. And if you keep using foul language, then you're going to produce for yourself a foul life. If you keep using rough language with people, you're going to have a rough life. In other words, the life you're creating and the world you're living is how you create it. And you have the power to speak death or life to your body, to your family, to your world, to your life every single day in life. Now, what about when a storm comes? What about when bad news comes? When a trouble comes? Midnight last night, my wife were out in the dark picking up a child because our youngest grandchild was in an ambulance ready to go to hospital and be on oxygen and try to get her stabilized. She's still there. So what do? What words do you speak to your universe and to yourself in these moments? Well, I spoke the words I always use when a storm comes, because these words have power to change your mindset and your whole being. So the words we spoke was this too shall pass. Because one thing guaranteed in life, every storm has a sell-by date and passes. So why don't you, the next time a storm comes over your way, or you're in the middle of the toughest situation, or you don't know how you're going to get out of the next fix you're in, why don't you speak creative and powerful, life-giving words? This too shall pass. What about the situation that you're in and you just can't see a way out? You don't have the strength to get through. You're hit with a brick wall and you just don't know if you have what it takes to get you from where you are or where you want to be. Why don't you use the words that millions of people use around the world to create and transform and flip that thing? This powerful one line will get you through that situation. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. As you speak those creative words, the soldiers in every cell of your body get marching and producing you the health and the victory you're looking for. And the boomerang you send out to the atmosphere with these words begin to go to work and begins to return to you with breakthroughs like you cannot believe. What about when you face that situation, you're unwell, you're just this old that, and you're just this old person, and you're past it, and you've shot your boat. What about using this one? I am a new creation, no more in condemnation. 80% of self-speak is negative and most times is depressing and condemning. Don't allow condemnation to rent space in your attic. One more moment. Don't allow yourself that luxury of one single negative thought or word. Speak to that mountain and smack it with some truth. I am a new creation, no more in condemnation. Now here is the thing. It's not just the words you speak that's important, it's the tonality. How many people come up to you and say, hey, how you doing? How's life treating you? The words are great, but the tonality takes you down rather than lifts you up. How about you meet another person a minute later and they go, hey, how you doing? What's going on? What's the latest? What's happening? The tonality is important as the words you use. So why would you even think of using another foul word that's going to put you down or put somebody else down? What's the use in using another coarse word, another angry word, another bitter word that's going to put somebody else down and put your soldiers to sleep? Why don't you begin today working on the number one unused muscle in a gymnasium, the tongue, and unleash its power and release the creativity and the new life and the new future and the new blessings and the new breakthroughs that are all determined by the words you speak. People tell me all the time, hey, this guy put me down, that situation put me down, that put me down, that bad news. Listen, nothing outside of you, no perceived stressor has the power to put you down. The only thing that has the power to put you down is your response to that situation. And if your response to your situation is creative, life-giving words and power, like this too shall pass, I can do all things, I am a new creation, then you can flip any situation. I learned this lying under an old bagger of a car, the famous Morris Minor. Brilliant, loved shaped cars, but they had the power to break down like no other car. Excuse me. We were lying in a third world country in 3 o'clock in the morning. This thing had broken down 3 times on the way home with my friend Lucius Brunning driving and beaming from ear to ear every time it broke down. This one time it broke down 2, 3 in the morning. I thought, we are stumped, no tools, that thing's broken down. The clutch is in trouble. He jumps out with the biggest smile. He knocks on this first wooden hut door. This man comes out and he's short, his boxers and his t-shirt. And he said, excuse me, can I borrow your toolbox? Without batting an eyelid, this man produced his toolbox and then came outside in his bare feet and stood beside us in the bush somewhere. I know he was standing there to make sure we didn't run off with his tools. And he handed me a candle. I lay there in the mud under this car for well over an hour holding a candle while my friend Lucius strips this thing, fixed this thing, beaming from ear to ear, because every single obstacle he faced, he had a solution for every obstacle. Many people have a problem for every solution, but he had this life-giving mindset, thoughts and words, and every obstacle we faced, he just beamed. He didn't even need to say the words. He just sent this life-giving vibe out that nothing is impossible for the one that believes and speaks out what you believe. So if you believe disaster's coming your way, life's got it in for you, you're never going to make it, and you speak that, those boomerangs are going to bring back to you what you speak. But if, like my friend Lucius, who within an hour had that thing stripped, fixed up, we were on our way back to his wooden home in Guyana, and we got there back, he gave the tools box back to the gentleman who just smiled and went off to his bed, because I could tell he had the same mindset. Nothing was too much to help a friend. Nothing was too much to get out of bed and provide what somebody needs and give somebody the tools. These 7 weeks, I'm giving you the tools, and it may be the middle of the night for you. It may be pitch dark. You may be lying in the mud. You may be broken to pieces. You may not be able to see a way out. You begin shaping this one muscle and use it to speak creative words, life-giving words, encouraging words, eloquent words. Delete from your system negative, cursing. If you use your words to curse, don't be surprised when the boomerang curse comes back and ruins your day and ruins your week. Guys, let's shape up. Let's do the hard work. Let's move this thing forward. What if you woke up in the morning with these words? This is going to be the greatest day of my life. What if you said, looking forward to your Christmas, this is going to be the greatest year and the greatest Christmas of my life. And I promise you, if you begin to speak from morning to night life-giving words, this too shall pass, I can do all things, I am a new creation, and you release these words with one single thing in mind, to create with the power of your tongue a life-giving, better movement for yourself and somebody else, then I promise you, you will begin to see changes in yourself, in your health, in your family, and in your universe like never before. Guys, look forward to seeing you next week, but get working and shaping up. Yes, your guns, yes, your abs, and everything else you want to shape up, but work on the number one single muscular organ and begin to release its mind-blowing, explosive, life-giving power. Have the best week ever, guys. See you later.